I'm Kayla with SWAT Personal Training in Tucson, Arizona. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about the basis of what one of the primary swings in kettlebells is, and that's the Russian swing. It's a basic swing, and there's a couple things we can do to warm up to it. One thing I'm going to do when I approach my bells, I'm going to start with a warm-up. And what I like to do is just do what we also know as good mornings in football practice or in some other practices. And from the back, I'm just holding the bell behind me. And what that is doing is pulling my shoulders back and opening up. So right here, I'm just going to bend at the hips only, stretching out my hamstrings and coming back up, and then I'm going to squeeze in the glutes. So right here, not only am I trying to stretch out my hamstrings, but really what I'm also doing is trying to wake up my body on bending at my hips, and I'm trying to get this motion set in my head as well. So right here, I'm coming down, stretching out the hips, keeping a flat back, keeping my shoulders back, and then I'm coming up and squeezing my glutes. I'll do a couple more. And up. Again, my chest is forward the whole time. I never just have a neutral rib cage right here doing this. At that point, I'm bending in my spine and I'm also putting myself at risk. So now we're going to talk about, now that we're warmed up, we're going to approach the swing. When I have a kettlebell, I always have a triangle stance. The kettlebell is at the point, and right here my legs are hip width distance apart, sometimes a little wider if that's comfortable, but usually right under yourself is where you'll have the most power. So when I come to the kettlebell, I'm going to bend at my hips, keeping my chest lifted and my head lifted, so I keep this nice line right here. I never want to come down right here with my rib cage down, where I'm bending in my spine right here. So keep that chest lifted, bending at the hips right here. Now on this first one, I have to squat a little bit simply because the kettlebell is all the way on the ground. But once I start swinging, I'm not going to be squatting. So now I'm down to the kettlebell. I'm nice and low. I'm leaning back, so my knees are still over my ankles. I'm not forward right here. I'm back. My back is flat. My shoulders are above my hips. I'm not here. So right here, coming up, hiking it high between the legs. Now I'm going to drive it forward and squeeze in my glutes. So when I'm doing this, what I'm really thinking about is I pick it up from the ground, and because it's in front of me, it naturally is going to come up and come between my legs. So it hikes high between the legs. Now all I do is squeeze in the glutes, exhale, and my arms naturally go forward. So at no point in time am I just lifting with my arms and activating my shoulders. All I'm doing is creating the space back here, lengthening my hamstrings so I can make a strong contraction and it will float the bell forward. So one more time from here, leaning back. Naturally as I come up, it swings back naturally and I'm ready to go. My shoulders are back. I'm never letting the kettlebell hang on my body, but I'm active through the shoulders. They're not lifting, but they're actively stabilizing my upper body so that I can continue the motion safely and get a really nice cardiovascular workout.